Walking along the edge of the embankment there for the old Maldon line, and there's nothing really remarkable about the line when it was running, when it's demise. However, it does have one claim to fame, which is that it has the oldest surviving wooden trestle railway bridge in the UK, which is actually on a stretch that runs from Maldon to Braintree, I believe, and passes through Wycombe Bishops, I think it is. I've not been to have a look at it yet. I think I'll give it a go at some point and see. It's filled here, I think it's linseed, blue flowers. Most of the flowers are gone now and it's going to seed. Lovely. Right, footpath just over there for the hedgerow. Carry on going. Just on the outskirts of Maldon here. Just still walking on the edge of the railway embankment. When we get a bit further up, it comes out onto a bit of an industrial estate, which we'll cut through. And St Giles Hospital, which I was talking about, is just up there, so I think we'll take a slight detour, have a look at that if we can, and then head off from there towards Maldon Hall and see if we can find that mound. So I'll see you in a bit. If you can see that very well, but this is obviously where the line used to run. The Maldon line towards the town. There's obviously a tunnel there, and someone is taking advantage of that by building a little office on top of it. Interesting. Industrial estate built over what was there originally. Go. Drilled up here 100 times and everyone realised that was there. There you go. Apologise for the traffic noise, it's a busy road. This is remains of St Giles Hospital, leper hospital. I believe St Giles was a patron saint of lepers, having it himself. And interestingly, there's another St Giles Hospital not far from where I live in Bicknaker, which was the last leper colony in Britain. Didn't close its doors until I think it was the late 50s, but I might be wrong. Although I believe some of the patients may have stayed on longer than that, possibly. I'll have to have a look at Google later on and find out. That's a really interesting place, and actually has a very small chapel and churchyard near to it. Lots of small tombstones in there, and they have different patterns. One set of patterns for the patients that passed away, and another one for the nuns that looked after them. which is quite interesting. But it's a very evocative place when you're there, and I've taken some fantastic pictures in the past. See if I can find one and throw it up. But yeah, right, now off to Maldon Hall. See you in a minute. So, it's barely perceptible, but there is our mound. I'll tell a very quick look on Google while I had the signal, and I can't really find much mention of this, although there is one that's referred to. Sounds like it could be this one. And there's a bit of debate as to whether or not it was actually a some sort of encampment of some description rather than like a burial mound. The only reason I'm thinking that is that the one they're talking about makes mention of being able to have a view from the camp at Danbury and then the kind of Blackwater estuary, which this would have views of. So it's an interesting one, but you know, by the looks of it, most of it's been lost to the plough over the years, near enough flattened. But it's just there, you can just see it. I have to do a little bit of research on it if I can find out a little bit more. So, you know, the wind's gusting away. But now is the point where I kind of try and strike out and head for home now. And I'm just sort of debating really. I've still got a bit of puff left in us. So it's whether I go all the way down this road here, goes all the way down to the Chelmer Blackwater navigation, Chelmer River really, and Beeley Abbey, Beeley Falls. I think Beeley Abbey was bought by the chap who founded Foyle's bookshop, and I believe it's still kept in the family and belongs to his grandson. I could be making it up. I'll pop something up on the screen. So anyhow, yeah, I think I may head down there and have a little look at the map as I go along and see how I can get back to Danbury that way and catch a lift. See you soon. Bye. Beautiful. Wrought ironwork. Wow. I do love my old stuff. Nobody knows me will tell you. Bridge closed. Really. Brilliant. So might be in a pickle here. Check it out. This guy I follow on YouTube, Tom Outdoors. I have a suspicion this is the one that he squeezed through, allegedly. Yeah, so that's all cinched up there, that tyres. Okay. Might have to double back on ourselves a bit here. We'll see. Let's have a read. Oh, I don't quite know what happened there, but I got caught by a gust of wind, which blew us right up in here, and as luck would have it, deposited me on the other side of the bridge, which is missing half of its handrails. How curious and how fortunate. I wonder how that happened. So this is Beeley Falls, Beeley House, sorry, Beeley Abbey even. There's the other side of those trees there. As you can see, some really old timber workings along here. I don't quite know the extent to which this floods when the tide's up. I'm guessing it must do. Looking at it, it gets wet clearly because it's green. Those rocks there. But yeah, I'm glad that that wind caught me. Otherwise the alternative route would have bunged on quite a few miles. How fortuitous. Here we are. Lovely Chelmer backwards navigation. Stretch I haven't walked before. It's uncharted territory. There's quite a few people around, frustratingly. I suppose it's inevitable when you're so close to Maldon itself. But, you know, there's enough space. Steer clear when you need to. So I can't really grumble too much. I love the river at this time of year. The lilies are up, flowering. You can see them over the back there. Essex gets a bad name sometimes, but you know, this is kind of the best of it. To be sniffed at, I don't think, personally. I've seen kingfishers along this river before. I don't know if we'll be so lucky today, but you never know. So, gloriously brutalist industrial bit of ironwork up here. Support pipe work. Going over to what I assume to be some sort of waterworks over there, maybe. Who knows? Sewage works, possibly. Sure, the map will tell me if I could be bothered to look. Lovely. Dragonfly just went skipping past him. Right, carry on. I need somewhere to take a bit of a breather, I think. I can feel a bit of a blister coming on. I need to tape that up before it gets too bad. Otherwise my wife will be having a much longer journey than she expected. Carry on. Coming out. That's Alting. So a few more people around. Just gonna get over the bridge now. Look at where we're going to go. There's a footpath that takes me up to Papermill Lock. Over there. Bit of a trek. It takes me out of the way really. So I'm going to head over the bridge. Way there's a footpath off Home Mill, I think it is. Which will allow me to head up towards Danbury. Unfortunately, it's going to be uphill now for most of the way. I have to take it nice and slow. Lovely stretch of the river. Right, let's keep on going. Last time I was here, the bridge was closed for works. Just occasionally, you almost get caught out by a hidden path. If I'd been concentrating, I think there's a risk I'd have missed that one. Wow, crickets all going crazy. Glorious day, it's warmed up a bit. A bit more sunny now than it was earlier. It's a bit of a breeze. It's worked slightly harder now for the heat. Still, all in a good cause. How can you complain? It's a delightful little village here with a mortar, which I'm not really paid much attention to in the past. I don't think I've even driven through here. It's lovely. Bell. Lovely old building there. You probably can't see it. There's beautiful carving in the bottom of the overhang now on the old timbers. Lovely. There's a church up on the hill there. Looks like it's got a wooden tower on it. If you can see that. Anyway, our footpath takes us off along the edge of the wood line here. Tree line even. So Danbury's probably only a couple of miles away now. But it'll probably be slightly longer on foot because some of the switchbacks on the footpaths and stuff. We're getting there, thankfully. As my feet are about to give out, I think. The mind is willing, but the body not so. It's a funny old thing, really. It's, you know, given the lack of physical activity over the last weeks. Anything's really grumbling. My hips and like I say, my feet, and that's really only because they're starting to blister, and that's mainly because of how warm it is. Feet are getting sweaty, skin's softening, so it's rubbing. Otherwise, not too bad. Yeah, lovely little place. Swifts. Swifts, I never know the difference. Swifts, house martins, swallows. Somebody might tell me in the comments. Lovely. Really glad I did this today. So I'm an orange ever so slightly. It's struggle a bit to rely on BBC weather very rarely ever seems to quite get it right. However, got it bang on this time, so can't grumble. Yeah, here we go. I think there's our footpath over there by the gate. It's not too bad time-wise. They're coming up for about 3 o'clock-ish, I think. Maybe. 100% sure. So, all good. Wife will finish work soon. So, hopefully she won't begrudge coming to get me. Lovely. You wonder, sometimes you see tree-lined avenues like that, you know, where they used to lead to, they're obviously part of somebody's landscaping efforts. It's a lovely house out in the middle of nowhere, and this track. But I can think is at some point there was a much bigger house around here. Looking at it. It's good to see someone playing golf despite the lockdown. Enjoying themselves. Wow, a lovely property. And a lovely location. Right. Keep going. So I was saying about that avenue of trees. Here we are. So this is a golf club now. Building that over there is the Warren Estate written on the side of it. Probably just about see it there through the trees. A bit difficult to film really without going off of the footpath. But there's a big old set of buildings there. So the other side of it is a very large house. But immediately in front of you, I don't know if you can just see it. Just want to put my hand in the way. There it is. Oh, focus. Is what looks to be an old stable block. There's a dovecot built into the gable end there. So whatever was here originally was probably pretty impressive. I know if the house that I could see was the house, the big house. I don't know, I have to do a little bit of digging, but really pleasant. I know it's really childish as well, but I take great delight in walking on footpaths in some fancy schmancy location where you know that developers would have only have loved too much to have stopped people getting on here. Childish, I know, but fun. Alright, here we go. Continue on here. I think we cut through the woods here, I think. Could be wrong. There we are. Into the woods once more. A bit of respite from the sun. Let's stop and film this for a moment. Got this old fir here. I think it's fir, spruce, fir. Huge fruit on it. Cones. Massive. It's really huge. Don't see that every day. So a footpath cuts through golf course here. There are golfers wandering around. I'm just kind of hopeful I don't get clattered on the side of the head by a ball. Mind you, may knock a little sense into this. Well manicured bunker there. Caution on the 15th tee. Yeah, I'll bet. Alright, that's another way marker there. See where that points. Through the gap in a hedge, maybe. ball washer. Ah, here we go. Right, we're coming out now onto the top, I suppose, of Danbury Common. Be over the other side. You can see that the character's changing a little bit. A little while back there was quite a lot of bracken. It's turning more into heathland now, bit by bit. Nice. Some houses over there. Right, on the last leg at last. Coming into Danbury at last. This is Hopping Jack's Lane. Interesting name. So my finish point isn't that much further on. Another mile or so, mile and a half. So much to see now already. But yeah, filming the final approach, I think. I'm starting to suffer now. I feel blisters starting to bite. There you go. All in a good cause. It's another little nice part of the world. It's really lovely houses around here. Hidden away. Oh, it's been an absolute gale, so I hope you can hear me, but here we are. This is my finish point. There's a little pool there, village pool, pond, Danbury. And I'm about 10 minutes ahead of schedule, so I'm going to have to wait a little while for my wife. But here we are. Well, thank you for joining me on this walk. I hope you enjoyed it. Not sure when the next one's going to be, where. So I'll have a little think. Whatever it is, it'll be a little bit shorter this time. I guess my body can't cope with it anymore. So yeah, hope you enjoyed yourselves. Take care, and hope to see you soon. Bye.